1939 Vauxhall 12.4. As you can see, it's finished in maroon over black. And obviously we've got the maroon accents on the wheels. And then some additional black sort of bits and bobs like the wheel cover on the back. From looking at the paperwork, it looks like this is the original colour spec. It doesn't look like it's had a colour change, but if it does sort of come out that it has, we'll put that on the description. But from what I understand, it was always maroon over black. We'll start by having a look at the bodywork. I would say if it has had a restoration, it's been an old one, because the sort of the paint and stuff starting to show a bit of age. But what we'll point out as we go around, if we look at this front wing, it's all nice and solid around the edge. Black's nice and shiny, it's nice and deep, it's not sort of dried out or anything like that. A couple of little marks here and there, but nothing major really. And then the front of the bonnet, we do have some sort of marks. You can see when we get close, it's sort of a older paint finish. There's a bit of paint flake on the front there. But to be fair, we do treat these pre-war cars to a different standard, or we hold them to a different standard than we do your more modern classics. Stainless on here is nice and clean, but there is a bit of a sort of mark, or it's coming away a little bit there. And then the lower half, it's got a couple of little marks from being used, but nothing major. It is nice and straight down the side, as you'll see. All the panel gaps and everything are good, but we've got a bit of sort of a reaction in the paint down the bottom there, sort of paint drying out really. A bit of a mark here, a couple of little marks here and there, like I say. But we'll sort of point out the more major things, or the more noticeable things. It's obviously been caught here at some point on the rear arch. No sign of any real corrosion or anything like that. The roof is nice and straight. It does have the sunroof as well. It's a painted sunroof, not a vinyl one or anything like that. It's got some marks from use on the leading edge. Around on the rear, the black of the wheel cover is nice. Got a little bit of pitting in the paint just down there. Chrome work is good. Overall, across the whole car, all the chrome work's nice and clean. And obviously you've got the correct painted badge on the back here, which is nice. Bit more pitting in the paint here going on there. But again, we do film these in 4K, so they're really clear, high quality. You know, then it doesn't ruin the car. You could still be happy to take it to shops and shows, that sort of stuff. But this is stuff worth pointing out. And look up the passenger side, nice and straight. All the arches lovely and solid. Got a little bit of sort of lumps in the paint on the bottom on the door there. A few bits more sort of spiders, things like that. And then it is sort of worse up the top here. On the driver's front passenger door. Same story on this side of the bonnet. Sort of speaks for itself really. Scuttle's nice and dry on there. It's sort of not got any corrosion or anything like that going on. It's all good all the way along there. And then this front fender, again, really good. All the chrome around the lamps is nice and tidy. There's a little bit of pitting on the top of the grille and on the badge. Yeah, the actual veins are really good. And this front bumper, I would say, is relatively recent because it is really, really good. Moving on to the interior, and again, it's got some patina. But for me, if you're going to have a pre-war car, it's got to have a little bit. If it looks brand new, it looks kind of odd. You've got a little bit of the dye wearing off on that little bit of the seat there. But it's nice and firm. It's not collapsed or anything like that. Just a bit of patina is the best way to describe it. The steering wheel is lovely. It's been refinished recently along with the gearbox cover down there, which you can see. Painted dash is nice and tidy all the way along. Showing 56,000 miles. Again, check the description. We'll detail what we know as far as where it's been and what it's done, that sort of stuff. Nice and original in here. All the original trim has not been messed with or had anything added to it. And into the back, nice clean door card. Same sort of story. The seats are nice and soft. They've not sort of worn out or anything like that. There's a bit of patina here and there. A little bit of a headlining issue there that wants realigned and sort of re-tacked in place, but the rest of it is nice and tidy, as you can see. Carpet set's lovely and sort of bright red. It's not got any trodden dirt in it. There's no sign of any moisture or anything like that. We washed it this morning. It's not sort of filled it with water or anything like that. Into the boot, we've got a bit of paint flaking away on the bottom there, but it is still lovely and solid. It's just where that lip is, it'll trap a bit of moisture there. And then obviously the parcel, so the boot floor is good. And then under there, all nice and clean on top of the tank. Back side of the boot lid is good. There's no sign of any corrosion there or anything like that. Obviously you can run with that open if you want to put a larger bit of storage in there, or you just shut it like that. And I believe this handle's a bit loose, so we have been able to open it, but I'm not I'm not going to faff on with it too long on the video when I can just pop it open like that for you. It wants tightening up inside. It just wants the door taken off. You can see it's got a bit of play in it there. So it will hold itself and it will turn. It's just a little bit loose. Again, if I'm in this shape when I get to this kind of age, I'd be pretty happy, to be fair. All the glass is lovely and clear all the way around. All the quarter lights open and close as they should. Again, like I said, the carpet set's lovely and clean. Door card on this side is good. Got a little bit more wear on this side here. But again, we don't really hold these things to the same sort of standard as you would say a 60s car or a 70s car. And again, under the bonnet, nice and standard. It's not been messed with. Bulkhead and everything's nice and tidy. You can see down onto the chassis, which is good as well. We'll start it up. I did briefly drive it down the road this morning when I pulled it inside. It does drive nice. A little bit of choke. Oh no, put the ignition on, that would help, wouldn't it? A little bit of choke. Hit the starter button. Off it goes. Nice and smooth. Nothing firing out the back. All nice and clean around there, as you can see. So there you have it, 1939 Vauxhall 12.4. If you've got any more questions, please get in touch. If you can't get up to see the car, let us know. We can always send you more videos or photos or whatever you might need. We'll detail what we know as far as the history goes in the description. But like I say, any questions, just let us know. We're happy to help. Thank you.